Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Iqbal. I am from the Department of Computer Applications, Jamal Muhammad College, Trichy, Tamil Nadu, India. Today we are going to talk a very important topic which is currently trending. The topic is deep learning. Let's see. In this video, these are all the topics which we are going to discuss. The first thing, what is deep learning and the difference between machine learning and deep learning. And then we are talking about the things related to deep learning and what all the kinds of applications we can able to apply it in deep learning and the frameworks, platforms, which are the things we are going to discuss. And the last, the algorithms which we can able to apply, and the deep learning projects for the beginners, the researchers and the students. What is deep learning? The very important thing, if you are searching in the internet, in the Google, definitely you'll get some idea, some insight. So from that you can get some knowledge based on that. So here, deep learning, a type of machine learning based on the artificial neural networks in which multiple layers of processing are used to extract progressively higher level features from data. So from that, what we can able to see, so the deep learning has multiple layers which is used to process the data and producing some results. So based on that, we are giving some results. And then here you can see deep learning is a branch of machine learning that uses neural networks with many layers. And here you can have the deep learning has categories of three categories of layers. In the first layer, which is called input layer, and the second layer, which is called hidden layer, and the lastly and the result producing layer, which is called output layer. So whatever the things we are giving as an input, which will be stored in the form of input layer, and what are the things we are doing as a feature extraction, pre-processing and all the processing and giving algorithms. So these are all the things are happening in this second layer of hidden layer. So we can apply any number of layers in hidden layer. So in all the parts, in input layer, output layer and hidden layer, we can increase any number of layers to produce a more complex and compound and more precise output. And then some applications of deep learning, which means we can apply in various fields, uh, whatever we name. Some of the fields are, we can able to predict the weather with the help of deep learning, because it is very possible in predicting the weather and some of the tornado, some difficult situations like natural disasters, we can able to predict with the help of deep learning. And then in the security and the army field, which is very possible to apply deep learning, because so the enemy aircraft or some other unidentified objects which is crossing inside the allied territories, there we can able to identify the product, the particular object or something. And then which is possible, which is happening now itself, we are applying in the field of facial recognition. So with the help of it, we can able to identify the criminals. And in our mobile phones itself, we are using the facial recognition app to unlock the phone. In the medical field, new viruses, new bacteria are coming, and new diseases are keep on occurring. So in this kind of situations, the researchers has to be more relied on this deep learning to identify the cause reasons and the diagnosis and the predictions and the applications of medicines. So in each varieties, we are applying the deep learning. In the text prediction, in the text prediction, we can, as we can say that for an example, as we take English. So in here, each and every person has an unique uh, way of writing and style of writing. So we can able to understand as a human, but as to the computer level, we need to train them with the help of this deep learning. So whatever the handwriting we write, we can able to train the computer to predict which language is it and which word is it or which letter is it. So we can able to predict with the help of deep learning. And then in the social media platforms, in all the social media platforms, as we name the Facebook, Instagram, so in any platforms, social media platforms, with the help of the deep learning, only the system is generating suggestions of videos, posts to the particular customer. In the last level, it is very possible to apply it in the share market premises, because it is very useful, because it is came to the online and it is used by vast majority of the people, and we can buy and sell all the share market goods. So with the help of deep learning, we can able to predict the loss and profit at most accuracy. So these are all the things are applications of deep learning. And some of the libraries which are used in Python. The Python is a programming language which is very helpful to develop machine learning and deep learning models. So with the help of it, we can import more number of libraries in here. So I can show you some of the libraries here. So Scrappy is a library which is used for the scientific purposes, and the TensorFlow, which is used for the multidimensional data processing, and the NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, PyBrain, PyTorch, Pygame, SciPy, and lastly scikit-learn. So we have so many number of libraries which is dedicatively works for some kind of fields, some kinds of purposes. So with the help of it, you can able to make any type of model which is preferred in the deep learning. And then moving on to the next one, the popular IDEs. So whether we have the language, we have the technology, but we need to apply it in some other softwares to develop our own model. For the development purposes, the IDEs are very much popular. So nowadays, the popular IDEs are PyCharm, Visual Studio Code, Idle, Jupyter, Vim, and many more, which is more supported. And moreover, the based on the programming language itself, some kind of IDs are developed. For PyCharm, the Python is very much preferred, and the Jupyter, which is very useful without doing much more. We can able to make the results and the input. And moving on to the next one, the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is a massive topic which comes in here, because the artificial intelligence is the superset of machine learning and deep learning. All the things which we are doing inside it, so it comes under the category of artificial intelligence. So here we'll learn more about deep learning when we discuss deep networks and neural networks. Okay, these are all some of the points here. So machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So it is going deeper and deeper. So in the deeper level, we could say that in deep learning. So in deep learning, what we do neural networks. The neural network has neurons. So here I'll show you some differences between machine learning and deep learning. So here we have the input in machine learning. I'm talking here the input and output. Between this input and output, for an example, I'm giving you an image. I'm training the data as an image. So I'll show you the input as a car. So what we need to do, we need to specify the features, like the car has headlights, the car has windshield, the car has doors. we need to specify the things, so which is called the features. So we need to extract all the features and we need to give it to the system with the correct algorithms, and we need to give the processing data, everything we need to do it to make a classification algorithms. So with the help of the classification algorithm, finally the output would be whether it is a car or not, based upon the input and based upon the process, based upon the future extractions, like that way. So here this is the very much important difference, as we can say in the feature extraction processes the human intervention is not avoidable, it is not avoidable, but in this deep learning there is no human interventions, because it is already pre-built, determined kind of setup has been developed. So with the help of this kind of processes, this kind of algorithms, we can able to predict the input. So we are just giving the input in multiple forms. We can say that in text form, image form, or audio form, in any form. We could say that. So the deep learning has the feature extraction as well as the classification algorithms combined. So with that we can able to produce the car, whether the input is car or not. So here some of the learning, deep machine learning and deep learning algorithms are classified. So in machine learning, linear regression, non-linear regression, linear classifications and non-linear classifications are applicable. But in this case of deep learning, we are going way more deeper, and we are more using the layer-based concepts. So we are applying RNN, which is called recurrent neural networks, and convolutional neural network, which is called CNN, and neural networks too. So these are all some of the algorithm classifications which are applicable in both the ways, because whatever the things comes in the machine learning, that is also applicable in the deep learning. What is neural network? So if you are going and searching in the Wikipedia, you can get this output. A neural network is a network of, or a circuit of neurons. So our human brain works in the basis of neurons. So the neurons are getting the input as from our skin, from our eyes, from our ear. So just like that we can get different ways of data. And the second one, it creates based on that, it processes, the neurons process the data in human level. I'm only talking to the human level. It processes the data and finally produces the decision making by giving electrical impulses to our brain, so that it provides output. So the same process applied to the computer level and to the deep learning, it is applied. So an artificial neural network, or ANN, which is composed of artificial neurons as like the human brain, but it is not that much easy to say, but it is complicated mechanism. This neural network is either biological neural network made up of real biological neurons, or an artificial network for solving artificial intelligent problems. The connections of biological neuron are modeled as weights. So these are all some of the examples. If you like to go, you can go and search in the Wikipedia. And the anatomy of neural networks, as we have discussed earlier here, so the input layer, the hidden layer, and the output layer. In the input layer, the data goes in, and the hidden layer, we could say that it learns the patterns. That is very much important. And the output, it produces the representation and predictions, and based on the probability of numbers. And the neural network has different ways of getting data. So the most probabilistic way of getting data is by giving the particular coordinates. So the each and every data which we are giving, which will be stored in the form of a coordinate. As you can see in the image text 1167815, which stores as the form of numbers, but in the given input actually is a image. So likewise we have getting the data as a text, and also we are getting the data in the audio form. So then the next is numerical encoding. As we go down, and we can see here input numerical encoding is in the form of coordinates, and learns representation in the form of hidden layers, and finally we are producing the output in the form of the coordinates, which is in the probabilistic results. And finally we get the output as it is a ramen or a spaghetti, not a disaster, some kind of words which we have said. So this is the neural networks format. And then moving on to the next one, which is very important. So nowadays which we are applying the deep learning, we are actually experiencing the things like the recommendations of YouTube channels and videos based on our own search. So what we search, based on that we'll get the results and recommendations. So as we can say that if you are searching educational contents in the YouTube channel, the upcoming searches will give you more results based on or not. If you are just entering into YouTube, they will definitely giving you the recommendation based on the previous search results. And then moving on to the next one, the translation, the Google Translate. As we can take an example, here we are talking or we are writing in Tamil or other languages, we could say that in any language, and we are converting that into English particularly. So it converts one natural language to another natural language with the help of deep learning. And then speech recognition. So who is speaking? Is it a girl speaking or a man speaking or a boy? So what kind of person it is, and with the voice we can able to train it. And the last one, computer vision, which is very much important and very much useful to the people of policemen and theft addiction. And we can able to predict computer vision with the help of camera and sensors, and we can able to predict which shape of vehicle is it, and what speed it is moving. So we can able to predict based on that deep learning. And related to deep learning is not just a small concept. It has a variety of vast category. Here we are directly connected to the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Apart from that, it is very much usable in the banking sectors like blockchain, robotics, big data, data mining, and Internet of Things. So in the Internet of Things, we could say that the sensors are very much important, and the predictions are much more happening simultaneously. In the data mining itself, knowledge extractions are happening. So for that we need predictions, we need some uh, effective models. So it is possible in the deep learning. Some of the project ideas which I would like to give it to you, man. People like the beginner students or the research scholars. So the drowsiness detection system, which is used to find out the person is sleepy or not, with his facial expressions, with his eye contact. We could say that in digit recognition, we could say that in the writing form, we can predict the numerical numbers in a written form to the digital form. And neural style transfer, pneumonia detection with deep learning, crop disease detection, post estimation, and diabetic retinopathy detection, face detection, one shot Pokemon images, and lastly detectron. So these are all the things which I am giving you as a project idea. Finally, it is very much thankful to you all, and if you like the video, you can share and subscribe and like. And thank you very much.